Testing 1, 2, 3. Just seeing how this is going. We're back from vacation. And I just wanted to get in and see how this stream is going with a little bit of Wind Waker. So let's just jump into it and play for like an hour or two. Oh, we got some mail. Let's take a look at that. Good evening. Letters for Link. We have one letter. Here is your letter. Here, I'm just going to make this bigger so I can see more. I think one of my favorite things about streaming is I just get to play video games on my computer. Dear Link, if you are reading this, it can only mean that you have peeked into one of our many post boxes. I am indebted to you. I am very sorry I let you leave without thanking you. Please accept my heartfelt apology along with my thanks. We cannot do much to help you, but we can at least do this. If we get any letters or parcels for you, we will deliver them to a post box near you. If you see any wiggling post boxes, please look inside of them. I suppose you have a long way to go before your perilous journey is done. I have included a gift for you with my letter and hope that it might help you. Please accept this small token. I look forward to the day we meet again. May fortune fill your wings, from Kamali's father. Doesn't he have the chieftain? Doesn't the chieftain have like a name? It's just not just like, it's like Lucky's dad. It's just, I mean, but Lucky's dad has a name. His name is Pat, but you only know it if you watch the show enough. Okay, well, heart piece is good. Let's get some more bait. Just because they're good to have. Do I have? I think I have a Hoy. I do have one. No, here, let's just check. I know I need more bait, so I'll buy more bait. Bye. Oh, I thought I would show in my inventory. Let's just look in the spoils bag. I got one pair. I'll buy another one just to be safe. Because usually when I do that gull mission, I screw it up at least once. So 2 is good. And let's get some more bait. Thank you. We have been on hiatus for about a month. After our 100 followers in 1 month challenge in February. We did pretty good. We got 35 by the end of February, and we've since at 40 subscribers on our YouTube channel, so that's quite fun. I was just watching the channel plug away while I was on vacation. We went to China, visited my wife's family, and did some sightseeing, so it was quite the experience. But we did no gaming while we were away. So I'm eager to just, you know, take a minute and play. Where's our next stop? I'm gonna check the map real quick. They want us to go that way. Okay, well, let's make a loop and get there. So I'm facing north, it seems. I know how to play. So, this place too has been attacked by Ganon. Could he already be regaining power? Link, you must get to the remaining pearl. It lies in a place northwest of here. We must set sail immediately. Okay. Switch to my items. Where's my Wind Waker? Oh, you know what? I think my head is covering it. There it is. Let's go south. Just for a little bit. So China was quite fun. I'd never been before. I'd been to stop. Oh, okay, well it's gone. I'd been to Japan for our honeymoon a few years back, and I thought it would be similar, but they're quite different countries, like despite both being like Asian countries, and it was some similarities in terms of like shops and things. There was Lawson's and the 7-Elevens and stuff were the same, but much better there than here. But China was just different. Very busy, super big, just so huge. The cities, I couldn't believe how much they just spread out and how big the skyscrapers were. Just not used to that scale, honestly. It's just huge. Oh, well, I was coming. Very busy. Everyone seemed pretty chill. The fastest drivers in the entire world, as far as I'm concerned. I'm a bad passenger with cars. Sometimes I kind of like, or like kind of just watch intently, seeing how I can change things from the passenger seat. I could not handle any of that in China. We were going so fast with just the taxi drivers and everything. Super quick. They like to get to A to B as fast as possible. I'm off the edge of the map here. I need to go back and look for my fish friend. So yeah, that kind of apprehension at going fast just, it burned out after a while. I just needed to get in, look at my phone, and not focus on if we were going to careen into someone, because it's just a different system there for driving. Like, they have their rules to the road, and like, you know, red means stop and go, green means go, and things like that. But like, everyone is just moving all the time on their own, and everyone's very aware of everybody else. So like, if someone moves in front of them at the last second, they just kind of go around. Like, they're just not into waiting for the next part to go. It was just an interesting system where everybody just moved around everybody. If you needed to do a U-turn, you just did a U-turn, and the other cars were pretty fine with it. Like, if you did all these like last minute swerves or adjustments here, like, there'd just be like shouting matches and fights and yelling and just like, yo, you idiots, and stuff like that. But there is just like, it's just, no one has the time for any of that. They just keep moving, which I thought was pretty interesting after a while, and I got quite used to just sitting as we got there at light speed, so that's all good. Items. There we are. Come get it, fish. Which island are we at? See, they want us to go there. My head is in the way. Boat jump. I know how to do that, you fish. Fishman. Let's keep going. Ooh, nice backlight. Let's go west. So yeah, we did a big tour of China. Basically came in Hong Kong, went to Shenzhen, then to Huangzhou, which is near Shanghai, further north, and then we went even further north. We went to Beijing, and then from Beijing we did a kind of a cruise around Yunnan province. So we went to 3 cities in Yunnan. We went to Dali, Lijiang, and Shangri-La. All super interesting ethnic sites for their populations there. Very cool. Very into like the sparkly headdresses and furs, and lots of like yak milk and things like that, and yak meat. It's pretty good. There's the island. Do we need to fight? Why can't we be friends? Shangri-La was quite interesting. It was a lot of Buddhist, like Nepal Buddhist type temples and shrines. That much closer to Tibet and Nepal. The aesthetic is a little bit different. Lots of gold, lots of paintings on the walls. We went into one of the big temples, and it was quite interesting inside. Lots of statues, lots of prayer wheels moving around. Those are quite cool. We did a workshop. They had like a little painting workshop. So, because for some of the old Buddhist paintings, they would make them with like this kind of metallic watercolor kind of painting, and so you could sign up for that one and make a really small one that you could have cased in glass, or you could do the free version, which was just watercolors and like a printout that they had made for you. And so my wife and I did that one while our friends did the smaller paid for one, and we made some nice little paintings and got them laminated. We followed our friends as they signed up for the photography, walking around Shangri-La, taking photos next to some of the shrines and things, and just outside in the aesthetic. And they all looked really cool. The costumes were quite cool. There's lots of just a huge industry of just letting you rent costumes for that kind of tourism, for that photography. And there was also someone handing out a little baby lamb, so my wife rented the lamb for a few minutes for our friends to use, and then they finished that, and then they carried on to the next people. So it's quite interesting. Northeast of here is the Forest Haven. They say a truly unique kind of firefly is indigenous to that place. You heard of it, small fry? It emits bursts of light in 7 colors. Supposedly, it's as beautiful as a rainbow. Supposedly, not supposedly. Did they go to the game? Supposedly. If you want to capture one, though, you'd best have a bottle to keep it in. Oh, this is about the special firefly that you can get in the Forest Haven that will give you a color picto box for your camera. But I've already done that in the previous playthrough, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But if you wanted more info on that, this guy's letting you know, like, hey, you can get more colors. We're good to go. Keep going this way. I kind of just like to circle around and sail for a bit and get all these islands, so I have a full map later in the game. And a good way to do that is just as you go along to your next destination, just fill it in. Do we got some octopus? I don't think I have I can't fight the octopus yet because I don't have a bow and arrow just yet. Great Wall might have been my favorite part of the trip in terms of sightseeing. That was quite spectacular, quite something. We went early at a less popular part of the wall, and so we had it kind of to ourselves for a good hour and a half. There's like one other family running along there with us, but it's pretty secluded for a bit. And we walked along it for one way a while, and then we got to as far as we wanted to go, and then we went back the way we came and took a slide down. They had a slide on the Great Wall that you can stop. Instead of climbing the stairs up, which we did, or climb them back down, we took the slide. We could also have taken the, there was a tram that would have taken us up, but it was broken that morning, and so we had to make the decision whether we wanted to wait for it to be repaired, whenever that might have been, or just walk the 15-30 minute hike up the stairs, which it was, I feel like it was only like 20 minutes, and we did pretty good. I liked the climb. It was quite nice. It wasn't that bad. And then once we were on top of the wall, just really cool, really open. There was cats on the wall. They just live there. They're feral. And I found it was funny coming down the path to one of the towers, and this really big fat orange cat just kind of out of one of the windows. Just saw his just kind of appeared and just like meow meow, wanted our attention. Then there was like a few others also just there hanging out, just they're the ones guarding the wall now, as far as I'm concerned. It's theirs. Went to Tiananmen Square, went to the Tiananmen Museum, to the Forbidden City. All of them just very busy, full of people. I wasn't expecting, usually those kind of sites, I always think of them as more like historic, like a little bit more quiet and like almost like a museum kind of thing, but like it was just full and busy, just like everyone out there. Lots of people had made the time to come out and see those sites, just kind of shoulder to shoulder at times. Do I have this one? No, I don't have this one. But it's quite impressive. I liked all the statues. I liked all of the repainted infrastructure. Everything was quite cool. Howdy, Lord Dragon. And I had a little glad to have you. For the Forbidden City, they were giving out these, you could rent audio guides instead of getting a tour guide if you wanted. But they were a little bit old, the ones from the Forbidden City. The recording was, the device itself was not super sophisticated. Just kind of a small computer board that it sensed the GPS that you were closest to, and then it would play the info of what you were looking at, whether it was the pavilion of like health and serenity, or if it was like one of the gates. It would tell you about those ones. But ours were not that good, I think, again, because I think they're a little bit older devices. They would start to kind of pop on and on between two topics. So like it would be at one listening to about this like guardian lion or something, and then you go a little bit too far and then it start talking about the guardhouse, and then if you try to get the lion to pop back on, you might not get it, and then you might not get what you were trying to finish with the guardhouse and things like that. So it's just a little bit annoying. It was a hot day, but we got through most of it, and we were supposed to kind of climb. There's a mountain, a little hill on the north side of on one side of the Forbidden City that you can climb, and then you got a good view of it looking down. But we just kind of skipped that because we were so tired by the end. We just kind of got on the bus and went to the next thing that we had going on, because we were always meeting people and meeting friends. And we just kind of wanted to skip to that. But they had in one of the train stations, a big photo of that view that you would have if you did climb to the top and look at Forbidden City. So my wife just had me stand in front of that, take a picture of that. Like we did it in a way. Hoy, small fry. Yeah, I heard. I take it you want to chart on information about this island. Then start by opening up your seed chart. Sploosh. I should move my head. I don't know what the heck we're saying. Smile Fry, there's a real heavy stone head blocking a cave on that island. Don't you wonder what's behind it? Don't you want to get in there? Let me tell you a great secret. If you go north 4 squares and east 3 squares to Fire Mountain, you'll find an item that gives you the strength to easily lift anything, no matter how heavy it is. With that thing, you can lift the stone and toss it out of your way as if it were light as a feather. And that's all the info I've got to offer. Okay, thank you. We went to Tiantan, which is like one of the... what is Tiantan? Tiantan is... oh, I gotta remember now. One of the temples, it's... I trying to explain better. It's hard when I'm driving. It was one of those sites where the emperor would used to go and perform rituals. Like you had to do the certain ceremonies had to be observed so that there's a good harvest and whatnot. And it was very much about the 4 directions. And there was a special stone in the middle that you could stand on. I just looked at it. It was such a long line to stand on the stone. And then there's a temple at the end of that, which is quite cool. Very big and impressive. We got lots of pictures. Beijing was super big, super impressive. But it always felt a little bit rigid. Like they just have such a tight hold on everything that if you weren't, it just felt like you would get in trouble if you didn't do everything perfectly right. But I really enjoyed it, and the public transit system was quite good. And if we didn't want to take the train, we could take a cab or an Uber and things like that. Like they were super available, super easy off of the phone. They pay with everything on the phone there. Like we hardly use cash at all. I didn't use cash until paying for that painting class in Shangri-La just to get them to laminate my picture. I gave them a 10. But like mostly you just paid everything with the phone. Whether it's WeChat or Alipay or something like that. So next time I go, I'll make sure I have my WeChat set up for that. Let's visit Grandma. Pardon me. How's it looking on the thing? Looks... not dropping too many frames. That's good. Oh, there she is. Hey, Grandma. Link, Arrow, don't go, don't leave. Don't leave your poor old grandma all alone. Oh, she's not doing great. I need a fairy. But I don't know how I know that. I forget. Someone will tell me. Let's get some sword training in. I think we skipped that, our first one. Or I played it in the tutorial and then I didn't record it, so let's do some fighting. Hiya. Ah, Link. You are all right. Why did you not tell me about Errol? That was thoughtless of you. This island has seen hard times ever since you departed. I do not know what you have been doing on your journey, but you seem a little more daring these days. That look in your eye is not the one you left here with. Very good. Show me just how much you've improved your sword skills. Okay. Wah! If I must say so, your skills with the sword are still at the level of a page. Very good. Try to hit me 100 times or more before I hit you 3 times. Bring it on, old man! It's in the corner. Get out of there! Come get me. Sometimes you just mash the buttons and hope for the best. He's like the sword master, but he's got a spear. It'd be cool to see Link fighting with a spear, actually, or have some animations for that. Because he's not doing a lot with it. He's kind of just hitting you with the butt of it, or smacking you at the end. There you go. The more games I play, I played of the Zelda series, I realized that this old man recurs over and over again in various forms. In the original, he's the wizard who gives you the sword, like, it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and he gives you a sword again in Wind Waker, but he's the sword master now. He's the, he just kind of lives on your village. He's not a wizard or anything, but he's still got the beard, and he still says it's dangerous to go without it. And then Breath of the Wild, that role is filled by the King of Hyrule in his spirit form, but that's still in the intro. He just, ouch, shows you what's what. Is there an old man in the, like, Twilight Princess? I feel like there's your buddy, the kind of surrogate father figure in that one. He doesn't really have the bearded look. I mean, he has a beard, but it's not as big as this guy. There we go. I meant to do that. I already beat it by 100. 127 blows. You have improved. I guess it was wrong of me to treat you like you were still a lowly page. You are a page no more. Now, you are a knight. Hooray! Knight. It is not much, but it is now yours. Take this with you. Woo! 50 bucks. Ooh. Sorry, I didn't mean to just attack you. Dirty, underhanded sneak attack. Do you wish to fight me again? What say you, Link? Yes, please. Let's just do more. Get that rank up. Although it might be time sensitive. He might not let me progress to the next level just yet. Very good, Knight. Now, try to hit me 300 times before I hit you 3 times. Alright. Uh-oh. got to practice my Mandarin a lot on the trip. Felt like I was doing really good the first half because we were meeting with my wife's friends from college, and then they all speak Mandarin in Beijing. And even like her family who lived in those northern parts were also more Mandarin speakers. So I was kind of following along well. I was learning new words. Shizi is lion. We were seeing lots of lions, like in the guardian lions and things like that. So Shizi is lion. Laohu is tiger. We went to the zoo, saw a lot of laohu. They're big. They had a lot of them, but we couldn't. They didn't. It wasn't built so you could get really close to them. They kind of had these overhead walkways for you to kind of look at them from far. Da Shang Mao, which is the great panda, and then Xiao Shang Mao, which is red panda, little panda. Shang Mao is literally bear cat. Shang is bear and Mao is cat. So I got very familiar with Shang Mao. Come on. There's Ying Tao Mao? That's an owl, I believe, which is cat-face owl or cat-face eagle. What other Mandarin did I learn? Duolingo was really giving me grief because we were using data sims that we had purchased for the trip. So if we could call each other or needed to text or use the internet, we could use that. But because of that crossover, my Duolingo was not sure what server I was on, so it was kind of giving me grief that way, and I couldn't do it as much as I wanted to. But I think we did well without it anyway. I got very good at like 很高兴认识你, nice to meet you. 我叫 Chris. 我叫 Chris. My name is Chris. 洗手间在哪里? Where's the bathroom? What else do we got? $多少钱? How much does it cost? Kind of a loss of what else to think of. But once we got to the more southern provinces and we're with family, my wife switched to dialect and Cantonese with them, and I just there was no chance for old Chris. I could kind of follow the context of this what was going on, but it was not as easy as if they were just speaking Mandarin to each other. Cantonese is much more like a verbal language, less than, because if you write it down and it's just basically writing Mandarin. But like all the words and pronunciations and slang and things are different in Cantonese, and it's a very different sounding language, and I knew when they were speaking it, but I didn't know what that was being said, unless it was like hawa, which is just like same as howla, like good or okay, but like it's hawa. I got really used to, like, they would be explaining things to us and mostly just explaining it to my wife, but I would be following along and trying to show, like, yeah, I'm listening, I'm understanding. I'd be like, oh, doi, doi, ya, ha, ha, ha. And then I found when we got home and same, like a salesperson here was trying to explain things to me, I was trying to stop myself from doing it and going right into Chinese because we're speaking English, right? So. Ha! So the first city we went to was Shenzhen, which my wife is from, or she grew up there, and it was very cool. It was a very modern city, very like a metropolis. Very hot. It's kind of a subtropical climate. The hotel was nice. It was fine. It smelled a little bit, but overall it worked fine. Pretty good central location. There's a nice big park next to it called the Four Oceans Park, Four Seas. It's like Sihuiyuan or something like that. I gotta look it up again. But they had this giant ox statue in the middle of that park. It's huge. I thought it was really cool, and I want to kind of recreate that for some kind of mini one day. It reminded me of the Gorgon creature in D&D, which is like the big metal bowl that shoots gas at you, right, and petrifies you. So that big ox is much bigger than the Gorgon. The Gorgon's only a huge, large size, right? But that thing is gargantuan. At least is absolutely massive. But the park was beautiful. Everything was quite beautiful in China. Like they try hard to, or at least in Shenzhen, everything was aesthetics were definitely thought about in a lot of designs, whether it was statues or painting or decoration or just music. They're pumping music in a lot of public spaces. They want you to be out there and enjoy your time because that's for the public. There's like a million washrooms everywhere that you can get to use. And I enjoyed the washrooms more in Shenzhen than, say, like Shangri-La or Dali or Lijiang, because those more remote places, they mostly have like the older style toilets, which is it's like a recessed hole in the ground. You kind of have to squat and aim properly, and those were challenging on days that I wasn't feeling well. So I was quite grateful for the pedestal toilets that we're more used to here. Usually wasn't a problem with the hotels and stuff like that. Give me a second. Let's just turn this. Sorry about that. That was a phone call. We gotta get to 300 hits. We're at 200 there. Oop. I'm actually... Oh, no. I got asked to join a writing project. So I have to have a rough draft for that project done by the 30th. This month, and I was gone the whole month. I felt like I was kind of wasting some time, that I wasn't writing that whole month I was away, but I think we're all right. I think we got time. I've done a bit this week, and I'm feeling pretty good about it, so I'm excited too. It's fun to be writing again. It's exciting to be writing for this group project too, and just kind of collaborate on the story and making it better and seeing their perspective on it. I'm quite eager to finish that off, but I finished my writing for today, and I thought we'd get some play in. Just bomb around on Zelda. just see if the stream's holding up. It's kind of choppy on that end. Or maybe not too bad. I can never tell with the Zelda one. Looks alright. I might stream less and just record more at home. Just because then I have more control over the output of it. And I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy cutting them up into shorts. We did really well with our shorts while we were away. I cut up a bunch of the Donkey Kong playthrough, and I cut up a few from the first Zelda edit that we did. So just a few more of those in the future. We'll do the next Zelda video, and we'll do a few more. I'll put that out first this time, and I'll make sure that all the shorts connect to that one, so that drives some traffic back to that. But we did pretty good. The one Zelda video did the short did 1,400 views, which I was, or no, 1,200 views, something like that. I was blown away. I could not believe it had got that much. Okay, we beat 300. I think we'll stop there. Hit me. Ah, 321 blows. You have improved. It was wrong of me to treat you like a child. From now on, you have my respect. I shall call you Swordsman. You call me Link, that is my name. Swordsman! You will likely need something like this in your travels. Take it. I think this is $100. Thank you. I think there's masters after that. You wish to fight me again? Yeah. If you want to be a true master, you must hit me 500 times before I hit you 3 times. You just keep moving the goalposts for me, and you still get the 3 every time? Don't know if that's super fair. Sorry, I've just fixated on smacking this old man. What else can I say about China? Food was good. Food was sometimes spicy. I had done some training beforehand to kind of get more used to the spice, because before I just could not take spice for any amount for a long time. But the last few months I've been doing a little bit here and there, and it was much more bearable when I was there. I think if I had not had that, I would be a little bit more sad for a few of those meals. I still ended up sad for a few meals just because it was a little bit too much for me at times. Got really full at lunch, and then we went out for some spicy frog legs for dinner, and I could hardly have any of those, but they were very tasty. Just too hot and too full. Couldn't do it. Ended up having some turtle. They had a snapping turtle for us in Wuzhou, which was good. A little chewy, especially if it was the skin part. And its eggs were very chewy. I had not expected that texture. But overall, pretty good meat. There was a guy on the street in Shenzhen. He had caught a soft shell turtle and was he had it on stick. It was still alive, just kind of hanging out, tied by its shell. And he was just selling it like you would sell a fish or anything for fresh. And I was just like, oh, that poor turtle. Not knowing I would be eating one. And not a soft shell turtle, but a snapping turtle. In a few weeks. But it's a little sad to see him on the corner being like, "You gonna help me out or not?" I'm just like, I can't do anything for you, buddy. Oogway. They want 500 hits, so we're almost at 200. Smack, 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 smack. Whoop. Took lots of trains from city to city. If we weren't flying, we were taking the train. Pretty quick, but it's still like 4 or 6 hours every now and then. I had downloaded a bunch of Star Trek Next Generation before I left, so I watched all the last season of that and wrapped up that little adventure, which I had started a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed Next Generation. It was really fun. I had tried watching the original series before that, but I just found the episodes really long, and a lot of them were not super fun. I've since switched to a watch guide that has recommended which ones to skip and which ones to watch. So I'm currently making my way through the original series now with that. And then I'm going to go on to Deep Space Nine after that. I've watched a few episodes of Deep Space Nine already, and I enjoy it. I think it's pretty fun. I think it's the same kind of vibe as TNG. It's at least in production value and seriousness and fun, and the writing is quite nice. So I'm looking forward to more of that. But I want to finish with the original series before I move on to Deep Space Nine, and then I want to watch the movies because I haven't seen any of the old Star Trek movies or the TNG movies. I've only seen the Abrams ones, most of them. I've seen 1 and 2 and a bit of 3. I have 3. I'll have to finish watching it. After watching a bunch of TNG and the original Star Trek, I can really see why people were saying that the Abrams films were kind of... There was some criticism that they weren't really Star Trek. They're kind of Star Wars disguised as Star Trek, in that they're like action films, kind of fast and exciting. And I get that. Like I totally get that. Because like the show is much more. I mean, it can be quite silly at times and weirdly stupid other times. But they have lots of contemplative episodes. They have lots of strongly written episodes about like dynamics between alien races and certain political situations, and just how do you maneuver certain situations and ethical questions and stuff like that. And it's very heady and very intelligent show. And so when you see it all kind of distilled down to kind of baser elements for the Abrams films, I can see why some people would be a little bit disappointed with them on that end. But I thought the Abrams films were quite fun, and they were my intro into the series. Like I hadn't watched any Star Trek until 2009 with that first Abrams movie in the Kelvinverse. The idea being that the Kelvinverse is its own timeline off of the main Star Trek timeline that's kind of been started by those bad guys in the first movie, going back in time, and they attack the Kelvin, USS Kelvin, and then that kind of splits off the timeline so that they can have their own continuity and not worry about like messing things up with the original series. And I thought the casting was good. I thought the screen direction was good. The ship looked really cool. But I really fell in love with the Enterprise on TNG. Actually, like it felt so lived in, and the crew was really cool. And I got to really know the officers and like Riker and Picard and Worf and Deanna and everything. And I like that long-term storytelling where like you can kind of, you get a feel for the characters and you know what they're going to do in certain situations, or how they might react to things, or get to see their reactions to new situations and new pairings in terms of what's going on. Ooh, really got me that time. I think it's my second hit. I gotta be careful. Also, like, it's different watching TV that was made for the 80s and the 90s, because you see certain conventions that you don't see as much anymore. Like, they'll retread certain plot lines, or they'll retread certain formulas just because they gotta fill 26 episodes, right? So, and you're not seeing them, you're not binging them. You're probably seeing them once a day or twice a day if they have like an hour block back at the time. And so like recap episodes are more necessary, bottle episodes are more necessary. And it was nice to kind of go back to that. There were some stinky bad TNG episodes where they just got weirdly horny sometimes. You're just like, what if these guys got infected with this thing? And then everybody wants to do stuff. And you're just like, can we not? Do we need to do that this one again? We just did that one. Or something similar. There was lots of like, very common for like one person has entered, not a time warp, but like some kind of temporal anomaly, and then they're in a different universe. Or like they're perceiving a different universe, or they've been dragged into a different universe. Like they did a lot of those like what if episodes or alternate reality episodes. And those were really frustrating sometimes when you had a lot of them, and like you, the viewer, knows like, oh, it's not real, or like there's something off, or we're not in the main timeline, or something like that. And like it's frustrating to see like the one person's just trying to like get it together, and you know what's wrong, and to see it a few times in a row. Oh, hit me again. Come on, can you get me? Can you get me before I hit 600? Come on, old man. Nope. Come on, I won't even use my shield anymore. Enough! Okay. 567 blows. You have improved. You've already become a fine swordsman, but I am certain you can do even better. Link, take this. Piece of heart! Do we just keep wailing on you, old man? Can we get to 1,000? I think that's it. Oh, I might have to go and come back. Come on, feel the noise. I'm getting wild, wild, wild. I read the Narnia books again on my way through China. I find it's nice to have something familiar to read when you're in a place that's unfamiliar, and if you're home and someplace very familiar, it's nice to read the new stuff. But it was a nice little break to kind of go back to Narnia. I read them in publication order, because I found every time I read Narnia in chronological order, I just don't enjoy it. A few of the books that, like, I have a book that is compiled in chronological order, and I don't like it. I want it to be in publication order. because chronological order puts the Magician's Nephew first, and Magician's Nephew is I believe, the 6th book. So it's the one C.S. Lewis wrote it just before the last one, which is The Last Battle. So it deals with how Narnia is created, basically the origin story for Narnia just before he destroys everything, and it's just basically Judgment Day in the Last Battle in the 7th book. And it just feels off to start with Magician's Nephew because there is things in it that relies on you kind of knowing the other narrative, like who Aslan is and what Narnia is and who Jadis is, the White Witch, and things like that. And certainly you don't have to read those, know those things first before reading it. You could just jump into it. Like when I was first introduced to the series, my teacher read Magician's Nephew for us too, because it was the chronological order, and like that's how it was compiled for a long, long time. But I just enjoyed myself so much more starting with Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the first book in publication, and then move on to Prince Caspian, which is a very natural sequel, and then from Caspian to Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and those three are like a natural kind of trilogy of like the adventures of the Pevensey kids, and then their cousin Eustace at the end. And then Eustace gets a run. He gets one book with the Silver Chair, him and his friend Polly. No, it's not Polly. It is. No, it is. I think it is Polly. Might be wrong. Pole? Jane Pole? Maybe it's Jane. Jane Pole. So Eustace and Jane have the Silver Chair, which is the 4th book. And then after the 4th book, C.S. Lewis made The Horse and His Boy, I believe, which is a in-universe story of... Okay, we're gonna give up on fighting for now. Get better. Horse and His Boy is just an in-universe story that takes place during the time when the Pevensies are ruling Narnia. There's kind of like a 25-year period where they are the kings and queens, and the kind of their golden age. I don't like the Horse and His Boy that much. It's kind of mean-spirited, and like Aslan's super mean in that one. Like, I don't know. Each new book, Aslan gets more and more, I don't want to say just mean, but like he gets more, I'm doing things because I'm the deity of this world and you should just have faith in me no matter what. And like sometimes that's rewarded and sometimes it's not rewarded, and sometimes he really makes stink about it. Oh, I just wasted those. Go north. But yeah, regardless, I enjoyed them all in publication order. I think it's better to do it that way, because then it just builds off of one, then the next, and the next, quite naturally. And I just wasn't frustrated with it, I guess, like I have been in the past. And then I got a Mandarin version of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which has the English and the Mandarin in there. So hopefully that'll help me learn to read. I need to learn to read good if I'm going to continue with my Mandarin. I have found it easier if I learn the Hanzi. Then it's easier for me to kind of remember the words and the sounds and the vocab a lot easier. So I'm hoping that book will help. We also got a Mandarin version of The Hobbit, which I think will be more challenging, but we'll get to that another time once my reading level is improved. Die, sharks, die! Ouch. There we go. Before we came home, we hit Hong Kong Disneyland, which was fun. We've been to Disney Sea in Japan, and we've been to Disney World in Florida. So Hong Kong Disneyland was our third Disney excursion. Didn't have a full day, so it was a little bit colored by that. Usually we just go in at the beginning and close out the park. But we had a good time, and we did most of what we wanted to do. I think my favorite was Hyperspace Mountain, which is a Star Wars retrofit of the original Space Mountain. Original Space Mountain is like kind of a one seat per multiple cars, kind of string of cars. But the Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain, you have two together. So me and my wife were able to sit together and do it. And usually Space Mountain has some lights on inside, and you're just ripping around real fast, and it's quite cool. But sometimes in Disney World, they'll turn off the lights, and then you do it blind, and that's super fun. So the Hyperspace Mountain is kind of along that lines, where they've got stars and moons and things, and the soundtrack for Star Wars playing, and then there's the ships are flying everywhere inside of it, like projections of the ships, and then there's like lasers flying every now and then. It's as you're whipping back and forth, and it's quite fun with the soundtrack. We rode that one twice because it was super cool. I would love to do Hyperspace Mountain again. Biggest disappointment was the Frozen roller coaster. We waited 30 minutes for that one, and it was done within 10 seconds. It was literally just go out, you go up, you go down, spin around, and you're done. And like, I thought there was a fake out. There were signs that said thanks for riding, and it was so soon after we had started. I'm like, oh, they're gonna fake out, because we had done another ride where they faked us out and did us backwards in the Grizzly Gulch. That one was a really good one, and I thought this was a similar thing. But no, Frozen was just done. Not even 30 seconds after 30 minutes of waiting, and we were just kind of like, wow, that is hugely disappointing. Because it looked impressive, and the queue was quite fun, but no go. It was over and done with quite quickly. The dark ride for Frozen was fun. I think we've done a similar one in Tomorrowland. No, Epcot. In Disney World, but there's a few things that were different about it. Did Small World again in Hong Kong Disneyland. They had updated it so that there's more references to the Disney films inside of it. So you would see like Aladdin and Jasmine in the Middle East part, and you would see Jungle Book stuff in India, and Cinderella and Ariel in like France. So it's pretty cool. The song is still the same. It'll still get caught in your head, no problem. Where's this fish? Over this way. The Toy Story spot was cool. They had this kind of army man parachuting ride, so you go up and then they bring you down. There was an RC car, kind of a swinging pirate ship ride where you kind of go up and back and forth, but it's in the RC car from Toy Story, so that was fun. I got a little sick on that one, actually. It whipped backwards so fast that my stomach kind of dropped out a little bit. I have wandered into the wrong part of the ocean, but that's okay. We'll get this. This is Needle Rock Island, from what I recognize. Just pat. Come get this food! Right in my map. Needle Rock Island. You've seen the boats sailing around here with the real huge cannons, right? I bet you those that have their hulls packed with treasure. Of course, if you don't have a cannon yourself, there's no way you'll ever sink one of them. That's all the info I got. Okay. Get out of here. There should be a fish around there. Hongzhou was fun. I think it was the coldest that we were at the time because it was raining. Quite foggy. We paid a visit to a very pretty lake where they were filming kind of a famous show from the 90s, which is about this snake spirit that marries a dude. And it's kind of like a drama show. And there's like a big bridge across the middle of the lake, so we kind of paid a visit to that lake. But we didn't get on the bridge. It's a little bit busy. But we had a nice boat ride in the lake, so that's fun. What else? Where is the fish? You let me know if you see him. Excuse me. It shouldn't be too far off. Here, let's just stop. Where the heck is he? I don't think I gotta kill everybody first. That makes sense. I definitely don't have this part of the map yet. Sorry. There he is. I see him. You can get a fast sail later that if you just double click A, then it will move the wind in the direction you're facing, so you don't have to pull out the Wind Waker each time. But we don't have that yet, so I'm just gonna putter over and get this sea chart. Been going for an hour? Okay, let's go for another. I've been practicing Donkey Kong 2. So get ready for that playthrough in the future, but it's been fun. I was quite proud of how we did with our Donkey Kong videos, and looking forward to giving number 2 a try on Steam. Stream, not Steam. And I don't think I beat it just recently on the Switch. I don't think I've ever beaten it before myself, so that was quite fun. Okay. Rock of Steel, or something like that. Tell me, Smile Fry, have you ever heard of the fabled set of Triumph Forks? Well, it's right here. Or right there, my young fry, on that island. You know, a chart showing you where to find them. Of course, getting it's quite the hard part. And that's all I got to offer. Thank you. Okay. Let's go north. think we're really close to, yeah, the next island's where they want us. It's like the Shark Island. Shark Fin Island or something like that. Don't hit me! After Yunnan province, we hit Kunming to visit family. Kunming had some really cool caverns we checked out, and as well as a stone forest, which was really cool to see. Just these tall rocks, just standing in like spires everywhere. Look, Link, do you see it? Oh, I always want to get the fish. And the King of Red Lions is like, no, we're gonna do the cutscene first. I'm like, okay. What has happened to this place? What is the meaning of this? The island, we're too late. I knew we had precious little time, but I never suspected how little. A great water spirit named Jabun once lived here, but no sign of him remains. Hey, it's our buddy, the postman. He has to have a name that's not just the postman. So, you're here. I've been looking for you. Are you by any chance seeking the great spirit Jabun? I'm sorry to report that Jabun can no longer be found here. Just look at how this place has been torn to pieces. I suppose this too is the work of the Shadow in the Forsaken Fortress. But fear not. Jabun was able to flee this island before it was attacked. He is now in a safer abode now. Would you like to guess where that abode may be? On an island where you were born. On Outset! Yet, even if you were to go to Outset now, you would not be able to see Jabun. The cave where he hides is sealed with a mighty stone slab that repels all who try to pass it. Why, not even the pirates with the mighty ship could get in. I must apologize, Link. I thought if anyone would know of your whereabouts, it would be the pirates. I told them this tale without so much as a thought of the consequences. I don't know what they hoped to get, but they immediately set up for Outset Isle and tried to break into the cave. It is lucky that they could not gain entrance. I heard that they were last spotted at Windfall Island, but doing what, I do not know. If you wish to see Jabun, I think you'd better search for the pirates on Windfall Island. What an eerie isle this is. Everywhere else boasts clear skies and calm seas, but this place suffers under dark clouds and rain. Baloo must have been right when he asked me to bring word of Jabun to you. He called this island cursed. I would counsel against staying here any longer than you have to. But that is your decision. I have told you, Jabun. My task is complete. Oh, okay. Bye, bud. He really didn't like it here. So, Jabun survived. The sea spirit has lived through the trials of many long years. He must have caught wind of Ganon's attack beforehand. If we are to believe the words of the Rito postman, see, you don't even know his name, then the pirates know something about the cave where Jabun hides. Why don't we go to Windfall and search for them? Okay, I got it. Oh, I don't have the warp ability yet, do I? Let's go to Forest Haven first, actually. Because I want to get a fairy for my grandma. Jump. The scary music. going on. I might get hit with the tornado guy. Yeah, it's happening. Oh, I didn't get the... Shoot. I'll have to go back. A lot of sailing this episode, but we like the water. This would be easier with the bow and arrow, but the boomerang will work in a pinch. Where's my guy? There he is. It's convenient with the gamepad. One thing I really like about the Wii U is the gamepad, because you can do that asynchronous play and set up stuff like using your inventory without having to pause. Yeah, I've heard. I take it you want information on this chart. Open up your sea chart. One-eyed reef. You've seen those weird rings of light on the sea, right? Well, those things sure have a sign that there's a treasure in the deeps, Fry. But let me tell you, there are some lights that don't always shine. Yeah, there are these special ones that shine like crazy, but only when you open a treasure chart. They say those marks the spots where the greatest treasures are hidden of all. And that's all the info I've got to offer. Okay. I'm going back for the swordfish isle, because I want that chart. The postman got me freaked out. I wanted to go and do things right away, but he made me forget about the fish. Forget where you check your... There's supposed to be a way you can check the songs you know. Check it later. There's the fish. Postman making me miss him. It's looking a little choppy on there. Let's go to end of 2 hours and see how we feel. Open up your sea chop. Yeah. You should come around these parts on nights when there's just a wee bit of the left half of the moon missing. That's when it appears, Fry. And that's all I got to offer. What is it, sir? What do you refer to? I guess we'll just go to Windfall. It's closer. And we can hit Forest Haven on the way down. So we'll do that. We can't get the Cyclone transportability until we get the bow and arrow. And then we fight the frog. But until then, we just do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, I forgot, it doesn't stop raiding until you, I think, get Jaboon. Got some plans for changes for the channel. I think we're gonna do more D&D content. I want to revisit the one-on-one with my brother and explore some more one-on-ones with other people, and some actual play with some friends. So I'd like to get some content for that going, but we'll see. Got to finish that writing first, I think, before we get too deep into that. But slowly but surely, we'll build this channel up. It's been fun. I don't think we need to stop. I think we can just keep modding it as we go. I should set up a coffee, though, or Ko-fi, for donations and things. One day. Let me tell you a little something about that island over there, Smile Fry. The guy who lives there is named Tingle, but he won't grow up and act his age. He still dresses like a little kid. That is not normal. Still, from what I hear, he can decipher maps like nobody's business. So you're just judging him for his fashion choices, but praise him for his utility? It just goes to show you that can't judge a person's appearance alone, Fry. Of course, the thing about this Tingle guy is that when it comes to time to pay for his deciphering fee, you better be ready to go fork over some serious dough. Anyone who doesn't have a deep wallet won't be reading any maps, that's for sure. It's true, he does charge a lot. And that's all I've got to offer. Thank you. I don't think you need a bigger wallet or anything in Wind Waker. I think it just goes up to 1,000. Or so, if I remember correctly. Because we're almost at 500 now. I haven't got any wallets or anything like that. I remember it was a big deal getting like the adult wallet or the Giant's wallet in Ocarina. And there's a money armor in Twilight Princess, so you actually do need more money for all that, but not so much an issue in Wind Waker. Smack! We've already got Windfall marked on our map, so we don't need to It is just as the postman told us. The pirate ship has stopped here to avoid drawing the attention of the townsfolk. I know not what they are researching, but if they are hoping to get their hands on Jabam's sacred gem, I doubt they would tell you anything directly if you were to ask them. Link, I think you should try to find the pirates. Find out what they're up to without them finding out about you. Okay. Alright, so officially I have to do it this way. Because Nico is guarding. The ship's only tooth is a barnacle, but I don't want to guess that right now. Let's just write rudder. Scram, non-pirate. I believe the answer is a barnacle. But I need to hear that from these guys before they let me officially use it. But I don't know how I know they're here. I think I just wander? Or we'll try and open the door and they're like scram. So I'm okay. Hello. We're closed! Scram! Get out of here. I'll just sidle over. Sidle, 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 sidle. Yeah, I don't like how choppy it is on the stream, but it's okay for now. Like I said, I think we'll go to end of 2 hours and then we'll cut for today. Look, don't be mad at us. It's not our fault that you have absolutely got to have bombs to get the treasure we're after. How about you just think of it as a paycheck for the nasty little monopoly you've been running here, yeah? So I bet you're thinking it was foolhardy to ask pirates to pay such an outrageous price, huh? Yep, I bet you are. You know, Gonzo, I still can't get over that bit of fast talking you pulled to get that information out of the postman.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that was smooth.
I tell you, the minute I set my eyes on that Link, I just knew he was hiding something back on Outset, yeah? So when I saw that postman, I just pretended like I was all worried about the kids. Oh, sorry.
So when I saw the postman, I just pretended I was all worried about that kid and stuff. And presto, he spills the beans.
Good work, Gonzo. Really, just top notch. It's funny though. I'm thinking this is maybe the first time you've shown such wit, such cunning. You know, with your cunning and Miss Tetra's smarts, if you two got married and had a kid, that kid would be the greatest pirate to ever sail the seas. Yep, the greatest.
Oh, you idiot. Keep your mouth shut, yeah? Don't be stupid. Miss Tetra, are you listening to this nitwit? Can't you dock him some pay or something?
Quit goofing off, both of you. Keep your childish jokes to yourself and get those bombs back to the ship. The second you're done loading them, we're setting sail for Outset Island.
Huh? Miss, we have to leave immediately? But it's been so long since we were on shore. We need to fill our bellies with some good food and eating, yeah? How about we get some grub tonight and shove off in the morning instead? I mean, I'm fine either way, of course. Whatever you say, miss, is what I meant to say. It's just that the boys were so excited to come to town, yeah? And I can't help but think it would be awful hard on them to leave so soon without a proper layover. So, what say we set sail tomorrow, yeah? What do you say, miss? That treasure isn't going anywhere. You're with me, right, boys? Who's for a night of fun? Crickets. You're all fools. Do you know that? You saw that demolished island. You saw the senseless destruction. We have to hurry to Outset or the same thing could happen there. Not to be disrespectful, but by the sound of things, you're worried about that island than more worried about that island than the treasure, miss. Don't be ridiculous. I want, you know, the treasure. Wait. Alright, fine. Have it your way. We can leave town tomorrow, you big babies. But we're setting sail at first light, so no sleeping in, understood? Yay! Say there, brother, what was today's password again?
Mako, are you serious? You forgot already? You're so useless.
Today's password is Barnacle, yeah? Remember. You know Nico won't let you in if you don't say it exactly right. He's real picky about it, so I'll say it once more. Today's password is Barnacle, yeah? Barnacle, eh? Barnacle. I'm here to rescue you. You are rescued. Good job. You don't mind if I take some bombs? Actually, I get the bombs from the pirates, so I don't steal it from him directly. Okay, bye. Good luck with that. I got 4 people in the room. That's cool. Or I guess there's 3 and me watching it. I'm monitoring it, making sure it's not terrible. The ship's tooth is a barnacle. B-A-R-N-A-C-L-E. Okay. Right, you may enter. Snoop, 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 snoop. Snoop, 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 snoop. What's up, Nico? Ah! Link! My old swabby Link! So you're alive, eh? All the other pirates said you done in by that bird monster in the Forsaken Fortress. So I thought. Never mind what I thought. You're alive! Oh, I get it now. You came back because you missed me so much. I had no idea you wanted to be my swabby so badly. I see. I see. Well, after you left, I went back to being the bottom of the rung of the ladder. Which is why I'm stuck here while everyone else is in town having fun and eating and stuff. But I guess being worshipped is by my swabby ought to cheer me up.
Alright, why don't we set you to your next test, huh? This one's harder than the last. Good luck. You'll need it, Swabby. As you can see, there are lanterns hanging throughout the room, right? Well, last time when you pressed the switch, platforms rose up for you to jump from one to one, right? Well, this time there aren't any. Which means you have to jump from rope to rope to rope. Pretty tough, huh? Wow. And that's not all. This time I've put a gate on this door too. The switch opens the gate, but it'll close if you don't get here before the time runs out. Run out of time and you'll just have to try it again, little Swabby. That switch opens the gate is in the same place as before, so just go step on it. If you get all the way to this time before time runs out, I'll give you the bombs we got in town. Yeah, you heard me. I'll give you the bombs. Give it your best shot, Swabby. Okay, this is as low as we go. You can kind of try and cheat it a little. Oof. Gotta pick up the pace. There we go. I always found this one a little easier than the first one. What's up, homie? Huh? What? You gotta be... You did it already? You're incredible. This isn't good. I've never even passed this test. How could he do it so quickly and make it look so easy? And if I give it to him, everyone will know for sure. Oh, I'll be so busted. Okay. You're the best Swabby of all time, so I guess I'll just give you the bombs. Go on, take them. Just don't tell anyone, okay? I'm serious, really serious, okay? Okay? Thank you, sir. Don't mind if I do. Bombs. That's mighty courageous of you, trying to steal treasure from pirates. I'm watching you. I suppose I should be shocked, but I'm more amazed that you managed to survive after being tossed out of that tower. From the look on your face, I have to guess you haven't saved your sister yet, huh? You don't give things much thought, do you? You just rush in, never thinking how badly things could go for you. Like just now. The only reason you got what you did was because we left a simple-minded little rat like Nico behind looking after things. It's a little harsh. No one else would have parted with our treasure so easily, I assure you. And just how do you intend to use those bombs anyway? Don't tell me you're going after Jaboon's treasure too. Right now, Jaboon is hiding in a cave at the back of the island we were born on. But the entrance is blocked by a giant stone doorway. You can't even get in without breaking the door. We're going to relax in town and eat our fill of whatever this town has to offer, but we'll be leaving for Outset first thing in the morning. If you manage to find Jaboon tonight, then I guess you win. But if you take too long, we'll come sailing right by you tomorrow morning, and will believe me, you didn't get all of our bombs. You'd better be quick, kid. Thank you, Tetra. Awesome. You have a stone just like the one Miss Tetra has. Hey, how do you use that thing? Can you talk to Miss Tetra through that? Man, you're so lucky. Yep. I called out that we had 4 people watching and then that one of them left, so. Never say how many are watching. I wonder if it's voice acting. Maybe they don't like it. That's okay. Back to the boat! Wah! I actually do like this ambience of the rain. Oh, look, another letter! Gimme, 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 gimme. Some snail mail. Ouch. Good evening. Letters for Link. We have two letters. Here is your letter. Notice from Beetle's shop. It's now that I've unlocked bombs, we can buy bombs. It's time for our semi-annual Big Chance Extravaganza. We have a new product that has burst onto the scene. Bombs! We have an extra special sale on this choice item for a limited time only. You know where to find us by checking out the enclosed Beetle Shop Ship chart. Visit a Beetle Shop Ship near you today. Offer not available in all regions. Don't miss this huge opportunity. Beetle! And I got the Beetle chart. Okay, cool. If you wish to be a true... I already did this. Oh, for some Knight's Crest and find me. Oh, right. That's what I needed. Okay. I thought I was doing it a little premature. Beetle, do you got anything else for, like, something better I know about than these bombs? Or just extra bombs? No, sold out. Can't carry arrows at this point. Okay. Okay. I thought you said you had bombs. It's a liar and a cheat. Well done. Our preparations are complete. If what the girl says is true, the pirates won't be leaving until morning. You must meet with Shaboon and get the pearl from him before they arrive. Let us delay no longer, Link. Okay. Let's delay a little bit. South. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all down. Gimme. I do not see any island just yet. Octos. This is one of the Triforce Islands, I believe. Okay. tell you something, Smile Fry. The school on that Windfall Island has a one gorgeous teacher. But the thing is, this gang of 4 little hoodlums is always causing her trouble. Those little delinquents like to cause all sorts of trouble. They go climbing trees and hiding behind buildings instead of going to school. What a bunch of savages. Somebody's got to scold those scoundrels and get them straight for the sake of that poor teacher. You hear me, Fry? And that's all I got to offer. Okay. Thank you. You didn't even say anything about this island. Ooh, that cyclone. We're just gonna avoid it. Yeah. That's the brother. I can't deal with that right now. I don't have a bow and arrow. I do have $500, so. I should be able to get more than that, right? We'll see. I think I saw a splash over here. Nope, it was a thingy. There he is. Just this way. Okay. Open up that chop. Six-eyed reef. They got a shop over there on Windfall Island. A nice outdoor shop. Did you know that, Smile Fry? In that shop, they got this really fine safe that looks like be brimming full with riches. And they just leave it sitting outside day and night. I tell you, one of these days that thing is going to get hauled off by a thief. Mark my words, Fry. Of course, if I were to find a thief in the act of thieving, I'd stop the perpetrator right there and catch the thief red-handed. I'm sure if I did, the owner of that shop would thank me. Yeah, he'd be happy. That would be the honest thing to do. And that's all the info I got to offer. If you want to hear it again, bring me more bait. Huh? This is another Triforce Island down this way. Ouch. Boom, boom. A famed photographer lives in the north here on Windfall Island. He's apparently real wise and talented in the ways of pictography. Even said to have a legendary pictographs that he treasures above all other things. He keeps them hidden away in a safe, or so they say. By the way, small fry, what exactly is a pictograph anyway? And that's all I have to offer. If you want to hear it again, bring me more bait. Okay. We'll stop in a few minutes. A couple more of these islands and then give it a rest. Stop at 2 hours. I might keep filming privately just with a better frame rate. Stream's not quite what I want it right now. I have to try loading a play one day. Oh, 500 is my max. I'll have to get more. Where's that fish? Over there. Can I get into this island? Here's the question. Just between you and me, on Outset Island, buried beneath the black soil, there's some serious treasure. I know it sounds like I'm trying to pull your leg, but I'm serious. Try digging there. What, you haven't got anything to dig with? I'd say try using an animal or something. Work smarter, not harder, small fry. And that's all I have to offer. Okay. If I can get a ferry on this island, we don't have to go back to Forest Haven. We can just go to Outset. But I think the door is locked on this one. Yeah, I don't have a fire. I don't have any fire. And I don't think a bomb will work. Oh! Hooray! Capture the ferry. I always like the fairies in this game, actually. They're quite cool and stylized. Not the traditional girl with wings. It's just this kind of ethereal, multi-armed deity, which is quite fun. Young Waker of the Winds, allow me to aid you in your quest. She also doesn't scream at us when she appears, and then this lotus flower is quite fun. It's very cool. Do I get magic? Ooh, I can carry more bombs! The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come here to be refreshed. Very cool. Steal one! Here. Help me! Help me! This one's for Grandma. Okay, well, we don't have to go to Forest Haven. We can just go right home. Money, 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 money. Where's my boat? There it is. Oh, here it is. I only know the one song. It's on the screen on the gamepad when you play it. But I remember a time when, I guess when you're not playing with the gamepad, they would show it with the controller. You could call up like what songs, you know. I'll have to get a Pro Controller, actually. It might be nice. Actually, we do have a Pro Controller. Maybe we should charge that one. I like the gamepad, though. No, it's another cyclone. Pain in the butt, buddy. Oh, here, sweet. No, that's Outset. No, it's not. It's closer than Outset. Okay, good. Where's the fish? It is chugging real hard because it's got a lot going on. Fish. Let's just sit for a bit and look. Can't be that far. There he is. No! Oh, that's a waste. I only got one left. A dolphin eye. Maybe. Tell me, Small Fry, have you ever been caught in one of those cyclones? The wind deity, Cyclos, uses those islands to, or cyclones to fly across the sea instantaneously. or so I've heard. Could just be a rumor. Boy, if you had that power, you wouldn't have to spend so much time sailing back and forth across the sea all the time. Wouldn't that be nice, Fry? Excuse you, I like flying or sailing across the sea. But let me tell you, there's no way he'll give up his power so easily. You can't get near the guy, so you'll have to figure out how to shoot him from a distance. Don't you have a weapon that can pierce things from a distance? You know? Flip, flip. I tell you. You get my point? Fry? That's all I have to offer. Okay, thank you. Well, that's just over 2 hours. I think we're going to take a break there. Maybe continue privately, something that's a little less choppy on the recording. Thank you for joining us today for a quick episode of Chris's Castle. Glad to be back after our break. And I look forward to putting out